interactive here in the family of light. I'm going to use these ones as the tarot, right? Kissy kissies. We're a bit more relaxed here in the homestead, right? Because we're nursing a senior Maltese Shih Tzu. He's just had surgery. So this is the Two of Pentacles underneath, right? So there's two gifts here. So just for 1 second, receive $10 million in your bank account and your divine life partner, the love of your life. So therefore, you have to work on your health and your self-expression. Yes, the angels are here. We have the romance angels here. They give you some messages on how this divine union is coming into being. And we also have the abundance angels. So these angels are specific. There's also finance angels. Yes. I'm going to see exactly how this comes into being. We haven't met yet. Welcome to my channel. I'm Bella Katrina. I'm here to encourage and support you on your journey into more light. Now we're going through the darkness into the light. The abundance angels do have some serious messages here for you. So it's detoxing. Oh, not that chestnut. You go, yeah, that chestnut, because it's helping you release it from your energetic field. The toxins. These people, they can actually, you know, when we look in the spirit world, they say spiritually transmitted demons and people that, you know, are unawakened just go, whatever, brush it off until they experience it. Right, so we know that we're dealing with a spiritual warfare. We're not fighting against flesh and blood. So if these people irritate you, you will feel it in your energy field, even if they're smiling in your face, even if they're asking to help you find the thing that they stole from you. So then what becomes your radar system is your GPS, is your own energy field. And regardless. And what's happening here is it's time. See the trumpet and the angels? This is divine timing. So there's only things that are not of abundance and romance. This is the abundance angels. The message is to let go of guilt. And who can give us leverage in guilt? Children really give a lot of leverage as well. That's what I'm getting. So a divine masculine, for instance, feeling guilty of leaving because of a child. Something like that, you know? So then the karmic energy can use the child as leverage to control. It's done a lot. But look, the trumpet's here. It's being released in this moment. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of beating yourself up for them. This is being letting go of the inner self-critic that is reflected back in negative circumstances or people or situations. Big deep breath for this abundance coming in. So you have the love of your life and you have $10 million. So what are you going to do about that? You have to work on your health and your creative expression. So really this message is a part 2 of how this union is coming together, because it's nothing, seems like nothing. And then abundance. So it's because you asked. So we're advanced here. Yes, we are. So we're going to thank God in advance for sending his destiny angels, his romance angels, the abundance angels, and the finance angels to bestow upon you your $10 million in your bank account. The energy that you would receive by planting this seed will pay enormous dividends, I'm hearing. God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped. And it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. So we're calling on the abundance angels to assist you to open avenues for increased income. Wow. See, I see that as always being there, because that's from the enemy, isn't it? That people that don't think they can get, they have to take it from somebody else. So this is like a spiritual narcissism is being exposed, because we're not so dulled down anymore. We're more spiritual beings. We're awakening each other. And as the collective, we notice that we are all one, because we're getting the same messages at the same time. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. So there's jealousy energy around the masculine, right, in the feminine form. So that's the toxic feminine cocktail is what I call it. Don't we? We call it that way. Yay. So you're asking, and what's being released from the masculine is jealousy, and guilt is being released on the feminine energy. So it has to be replaced with what? A windfall of abundance. Right? It's a windfall. You're just walking down through the forest, and you go to say hello to the bunny rabbit, and bam. So it comes out of nowhere. An increase in abundance is arriving, but in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. You go, excellent. This is your message to get ready, to prepare as though it's happening. We're in advance, so we're thanking in advance. So you already received all the money that you need, and your divine love partner's here. What are you going to do? So you're organizing for, it's like preparation. You get what you prepare for. Do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next action steps. So it's just clearing where you are, doing what you can, and doing the best you can. Not worrying too much about, success, but experiencing it in as much as you can in this moment. Wow, moonlighting. So what I'm getting is that these, this union, because it's blessed, but it's blessed for the collective. They're both healers here. So you may have like a counselor, and you may have a, a Reiki master, or you might have a Qigong, and then you have a psychotherapist, right? Somebody who's into like the psychology of it, so the mental and the emotional. There's a mental and emotional healers coming together. So you can mentally healing mentally can be done through the arts. So whoever your person is, right, they're starting to do it. So they might write poetry, they're starting to journal that. This would be the masculine energy, who's in a corporate day job that was done through the family and now wants to be a blah, 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 like a musician or a singer or a songwriter. A lot of these masculines being clairaudient are natural channelers. So they can channel readings, they can channel messages from the angels, they can, do automatic writing. So when they're channeling this type of energy, it's delivered in a very matter-of-fact way. So it's a way of delivering a spirituality in a very down-to-earth, matter-of-fact way. And this Stein masculine's already started to do it. He already knows what he wants to do. So it'd be like, this is a partnership here that's ordained for success, and it's in the healing arts. This couple bless each other and balance the healing, and then they bring that to the collective. And it happens in many different forms. But we're preparing and being trained here, right, for the kingdom. And in the kingdom, or new earth, we heal with light, different colored lights, different rays of energy and flames. So we're preparing that now by channeling our own life force. So this masculine's a healer, and look, all debts cleared overnight. There's no debt in divine mind. Therefore, my debt is wiped out under grace in perfect ways. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts. So this masculine's letting go of emotional debts, and divine feminine is completely out of financial debt. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic, making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. So avoiding the future karma. You don't hang around the spiritual narcissist. You know, some readers say spiritual bully. And when I first heard that, I was like, what does that mean? They're like, well, the high priestess, people don't know how you know stuff. And that's what it's covert. It's undercover spiritual warfare. Like they go and do a death spell on you and then come and stand next to you, see if it's working. Now, I have had experience of narcissism, as you all have probably in your life, but that spiritual narcissism, whoa, that I just was not ready for that. Nearly wiped the whole channel out here. But we're strong here. And we've recovered. I had to fight, right, for this light to bring you these messages. So therefore the employment is changing. It's narrowing in like a focus. It's going to be more nurturing. A lot of you will be working with horses, animals, right, on farmland. Oh. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. So if I asked you now, what are they? So it'd be a good thing to list. Priorities, your passions, your life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. There's a total transition here, a clearing of the karmic debt, a removal of jealousy and guilt, which helps the collective elevate. And there's an organization here and also a starting of healing modalities by the masculine energy. So remember to ask, and also maybe try to bring the energy of how it would be to have already received what you're asking for, and then go into gratitude. So that's all energy, and it's your own energy system, energy management system. So no longer are you looking in the matrix, right? These two, they're showing me, have mastered their mind, right? They mastered their mind to be. Truth Warrior is in the house. Good morning. Thank you. May you be blessed too. We have live interaction in the chat here because we're live and interactive. So there's abundance, right? So once you get your spirituality energetically, everything comes back to you because you're the temple, you're the pillar. Instead of it making it mean and making it about others and what they want you to do, how they would like your energy to be used, you come back to, for the first time, right, maybe this whole lifetime, it's going to be all about you. So you have to parent yourself. It's self-parenting. It's connecting to your Heavenly Father. It's getting out of this matrix. It's breaking the codes of the bloodline. And it's moving into a higher realm of possibility. So it's not an easy task, is it? I mean, let's face it. You got to go through a lot of guilt, a lot of jealousy. And then once you feel like you're cleansed, like there was on this channel, it was like, oh, I got it. A spiritual narcissist went off and projected. You know how, like, they say when those crimes of passion, been watching them, they say, like, it was just in a minute, but they were like, if I can't have you, no one can have you. Well, spiritual narcissism is like that, but I had it like, well, if you're not going to share your fortune with me, then you can't have it. So there's a slow IQ here, right? You're hanging around people, both these divine and this divine feminine and divine masculine, been hanging around people with low IQs. Sorry, I don't know what that means. Or they don't have the insight. Thank you, Father. Right, they are very 3D. That's how you say, oh, they're 3D. Which, so they're not bringing any spirituality into it, any enlightenment into it. They're just, what you see is what you get, and they want to get everything. Me, me, me. So there's two services going on. There's a service to self faction, and then there's a service to others. And what this masculine's only seen the service to self, the me, all about me, from the people around him. So now he's going to take on some of that and make it about himself. Because if he can't look after himself, how is he going to put his divine feminine first? So what's the most expensive thing we can own? A closed mind. This divine masculine's opened his mind. This is a stubborn 3D matrix mental person. The truth warrior is in the house. And maybe they were married. Maybe there's a marriage. There's codependency all round. Anyhow, this is you. You're keeping an open mind because you believe in miracles and you want it to appear overnight. But you can't see anything, so you're like going, it's not happening. This is la, 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 la. Let's see what they're doing or what that ex-narco is doing with his karmic. It's like, who cares? It's too much emphasis on what the masculines are doing with the karmics. If they're not, this masculine is not in front of you, begging for your attention, then why would you even think about them? I mean, that's where you need to be. I'm not saying it's easy. And in reality, it's like energetically, somebody's pulling at your energy, right? This is practice. We've got to practice sealing your energy down back to me and speaking positive energy into your bubble, right? So that when people do come into the bubble, that you can relax and you can trust and you can open your heart to love. Because you're about to go on a holiday. Oh, a holiday. So this is, I just heard this masculine talking. He's going, well, I can't believe that. How fake people were. Like, it is heartbreaking. And you know, when this masculine here is looking back going, you know, I did think that, but then I just sort of put the kibosh on it. I've never said that in my life. Put the kibosh on it means I'll just forget about that. That's just an inkling. Don't be silly. You know, like every hit, intuitive hit, which was very loud and very repetitive for this divine masculine, he was like, don't worry about that. Oh no, I'm just making it up. That feather just didn't fly out of nowhere and sit on my nose. Or whatever. So there's signs here that this masculine look back and go, I ignored that. So that's a sign. Wow, I'll know that. Like, this is a spiritual awakening to how to respond to this matrix. And the biggest response is to get out of the mind and go with the hunch. Never ignore the hunch. And this masculine's learning that. And we're all learning that because we, a lot of times, will buy somebody else's story, I call it, and put our own intuition aside. And then it bites you on the bum. Bites you. Means they turn on you. Like, you do a kind thing for somebody and then they turn on you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So this is why there's no love there. All the mind games just fall, collapse, and then you open the heart and you realize there's no love here for me. This is a masculine sitting there going, wow, it's all unrequited. And I ignored my hunches, but I didn't know that's what they were. All I want to do is run away with my beloved. Right? You know, when it's like, oh dear, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Ah, that's why you're separated. But the feelings are there, see? This is when love takes over. Because otherwise love doesn't make sense. It's not logical, so I'm not going to think about it. I'm not like... This is a masculine experiencing, seeing his divine feminine, like as though she's walking towards him, and then realizes it's not her. But his whole energy field feels it, feels weak in the knees, the heart starts palpitating, and it's not even her. And this happens a lot. Her name comes up for this divine masculine, songs on the radio, people talking, sounds like her voice, her name, the angels, he can feel as well. Wow, he can feel it energetically. Like this is a masculine who's like every cell of his body is craving this feminine energy. And he thought it was too good to be true because he's only really been around people with masks on. That's why he wore a mask. You know, been taught that all our lives. Be seen and not heard. We were the generation that were told to be quiet as children. You're seen and not heard. Like we couldn't even go to the party as kids unless, you know, we were going to hand out the hors d'oeuvres. Hors d'oeuvres. Can you believe I just said that word? Oh, oh. So the romance angels are saying there's been a steep learning curve for this divine masculine here to realize what the extent of the devil or the enemy would go to distract and delay them, to steal, kill, and destroy this love relationship from occurring. Once you see it, the gig is up. And this is the revelation here. Albeit, it's the people that you thought, you know, because we're brought up like blood is thicker than water. So there's a divine masculine here that left his heart, right? Separated himself from his own heart here, his divine feminine, and pretended that this is where he wanted to be. Because, well, that's what he said he wanted. And also he's ashamed. So this is shame. And the shame is for cheating on his karmic. Oh my gosh. Is that correct? Yeah, like he was caring about her reaction and what everybody would say. But that was because he was wearing a mask and he cared. But once the healing here, this grief has been lifted, the unrequited love pattern goes. And then you find this divine masculine finds himself sitting there, realizing after all this time and after all these years, the people that I thought were my closest were draining me the whole time. But, you know, you allow it. So when you get to that point, that's where this divine masculine is. He says, I allowed it, and now I'm just not going to allow it. It's heavy. It's heavy. It doesn't last long. Like we must remember too that when we're in that grief, it feels like it's going to go forever. Just like when my puppy, I call her puppy, she's 17, when she was crying. I thought, oh, I've never been a mother, and I've had this puppy for 17 years, and she has never been ill, never given me any problems, been my best friend, kisses and everything, until one day, anyway, something happened. She had to go into surgery, and now she cries to go to the toilet, got to pick her up and take her there. It's different. It's a different experience. I don't know what I was saying there. So we're going to do this one, have a snapshot, and I'll figure out what I was saying about Paris. But my heart goes out to you, any of you who are parents, you know, that would have a sick child or a child that cries all day. Anyway, I'm trying to get in early with this crying, and that's what you could hear in the last video. To change my whole life, to nurse this animal. Because she's my bestie, right? And I have to put her as a priority. So that we're talking about priorities here. So this is this immense shame. That soon switches. You know, this is the heaviest grief you ever experience, and then it's gone. Bam. So in these dark times, you've got to know that this will pass. That's why I was saying that, because it's like, you know, when your child is crying and crying and crying and crying, you never think it's going to finish. You know, like, how am I going to stop this dog crying? And there was peace today. Yeah, it was yesterday. And I thought, wow. I really thought, I need a puppy sitter. Can she go to puppy camp? I need a break from this. And today all blessings came in. And it was so rewarding. And you think, wow, yesterday I had negative thoughts. Like, what am I going to do with this animal? So this is the High Priestess energy. I love it. The Trinity. And this is High Priestess is walking away from the ball. Right? Knowing. Well, let's see what she knows. She looks like she's walking away. But she's spiritual royalty here. You know? Who put these upside down? Who comes in and does this? I'm only joking. I live alone. I must have done it. So underneath here is the 5 of, they look like wands. The 5 of wands. There's a man here with 4 women. And then there's the High Priestess walking away. Are we getting a little bit of a picture here? So this is non-committal masculine energy. So it's so weird because it's inverted opposite. So this masculine is married so he can play around. Oh my gosh. Because then it looks like he's stable. But if he didn't have the marriage, then he'd just be a playboy. And that's no fun. Doesn't hold any prestige. So that's the shame. There's shame here for some reason. Let's have a look. What's coming in for these divine couple? Whoa! The Hanged Man. Look, he's standing up. No, he's upside down. See, this means so many things, but for it to come out like this is a joke. He's not really stuck. He's not even choking. He doesn't even need to be Houdini because he's not even upside down. That's so funny. Let's see if they're all upside down. No, here she is, right? The Queen of Cups. Never felt love like this before. This is a weak feeling, you know, in your stomach, in your heart. Right? This is deep. It goes into your inner being, this love. Like, you can't stop it if you tried. You can't stop it. Nothing can stop it. The two become one, I'm hearing. He's like, well, can you believe this reading? So this is saying here, this lady's the counselor, right? And this divine masculine's talking because he doesn't matter what she thinks of him. There's no judgment here. So this is a, what's bipartisan mean? Does anybody know what that means? Because I don't know what that means. So that's what I'm hearing. So I'll look that up. 5, and so that's 14. What? Right, so he's learning to express himself to an audience that has no judgment on him. Does that make sense? And you know why? Because I think that's what he is. I think he's a good listener, and I do think he's a counselor of some sort, right? That people do seek his counsel and his kindness. Like, he has a very kind, soft demeanor about him, this masculine. Oh, yes, he does. He's a bit of a trickster too, right? But this is 7 of Cups. So it's like this is, he hasn't revealed himself to his divine feminine yet, but he's practicing on a non-judgmental audience. Does that make sense? Because he's not stuck, he's enlightened. The Hanged Man was up the other way. And this is the Ace of Wands. This is the brand new beginning. This is the fire. This is the Kundalini fire awakening. Like, you can't buy it. Can't go and buy an inspirational hit. You know, it's something that comes in the place of when you release the guilt. Look at the garter on there. Look, the garter. And look, he's outside. So this is a homestead. He's deciding here. He's talking it out. Like, you know, when you talk, you create. And she's like, yeah, whatever. How many beers do you want? It's closing in an hour. So he's finding it easier to talk to a stranger. This is why I think this man is a counselor of sorts, you know? Like, counselors listen. If you're a really good counselor, you don't really have to say anything. I don't know what you have to do the diploma. Because, well, yeah, you do. But, you know, you listen. Because the human, we can actually, if we're left alone long enough, or we're able to talk out our feelings enough, we can share it. So women understand that, to listen to each other. Once you talk it out, you can actually, if you listen to your friend long enough, sometimes they talk themselves around and go, thanks so much for that. I've got the outcome. You go, oh, all I did was listen. I didn't do anything. Because you figure it out yourself. You're your own best counselor. And this is what this man is going to offer. I think he's really good at that. He doesn't know that yet because he's kept it hidden, right? That he's a good listener. He's a good counselor. He helps people work their own stuff out in his presence. But he doesn't get paid for that. It's not his job. But he's inspired for that. He's inspired to change the human nature, right? So he could have even studied psychology. He could be in something like, he could do, you know, what's it called? What's it called? Osteopathy, physiotherapy, like it's not to do with the body. Yeah, he could also be a neurosurgeon. I mean, let's not count that out, okay? And or he could be physiotherapist is what I was going to say. So he's in the physical, but he wants to get into the healing of the mind. But he has to heal his own heart here first. Sorry, I'm wanting to know stuff, don't worry. I'm asking the angel. 6 of Cups, right? This is the energy around him. This is where he is now. Like, you know, he's going, I want to take my mask off. But everybody else has their masks on. And all other people around him is acceptable, right? It's acceptable to have a mistress on the side, is what I just heard. It's acceptable. Right, to go out with it, like to have other relations. The way that this man has been brought up or around people, that is acceptable. But that's where his shame lies as well. So that's when the mask comes off, he has to sit in that shame for a minute of what he's done in the past. Does that make sense? And here is the magician. Unreal. Ready with clarity. Shame gone, guilt lifted. And ready to manifest. What his heart desires, what inspires him, what lights him up. And he likes to heal. He likes people to be happy, and he also likes to see people empowered, you know, and better from their experience with him. Yeah, he's a healer. And look, this is the Knight of Swords. The candle bearer is here. So he's inspired, and this is the mental clarity again. This is what I see. This would be like studying something new, like doing something extra. Like it could be getting a diploma in counselling. It could be getting your Reiki mastership, you know, doing something that's out of the norm, but manifesting it into, through the masculine energy in a logical way. So there's lots of careers that haven't even been formed yet that we haven't even heard of. I mean, imagine me trying to explain to you GPT. It's that type of thing. It's not here yet. You're creating it. You too? Yes, you are. Let's have a look at the next 24 hours for this divine couple. What's coming in the next 24 hours? Because it's been stagnant, you know? This magnetic, this silence. Keep your visions high of what you want. You know, you can let the guilt pass over you, but sometimes you grab onto it, you go into a bit of a spiral. So you're helping your twin and the whole collective by staying positive, even though it doesn't look like it. In fact, It doesn't look good at all. Looks like it's all been fake and that nobody loves me, everybody hates me. I think I'll go eat worms. Yeah, worms. So you already told this Divine Masculine to skedaddle, Divine Feminine, because you're not interested in putting a mask on. No, you're not a you're not a carbon emission. Sorry. And you're like not going to put up with that. Like you're not going to put up with a third party. You're not going to put up with that behavior. That's the shame. Oh, because he doesn't look like now he's responsible. Doesn't look like now that could be a possibility. Monogamy. Is this a player we're talking to, Father? What? He's coming from the Himalayas? Hey? Next 24 hours for this group of divine beings. Whoa, opening their heart. Look. As above, so below. As within, so without. Masculine and feminine, the earth and water. The feelings and logic. The 7 stars of Pleiades. The blue ray twin flames. Restored hope. In what? So once the shame goes, this masculine's going to realize he doesn't have to sacrifice his soul. Because that's what it is, isn't it? When you live there without love, living without love is sacrificing your soul. Wow. Oh, we've got a puppy crying. Can you hear? Let's have time to do a wee. Let's have a look. So there's a message coming in. Because silence is magnetic. The longer this message takes in the silence, the more powerful it will be. Twin flames are like having an elastic band around them. If they ever separate, it pulls out. There's a stretch on it. There's a connection. So the divine feminine are always harping on about it. Needs to be grounded and present, especially if this elastic band, the masculine's gone. They don't know anything. Could be gone for good. Sitting in the not knowingness. Bam! Comes straight back as if by magic. Can knock you over. You have to be grounded and present. And to do that, we get our Reiki attunements. So please have a look at booking your attunement so you can get grounded and present. Because there's a transference of wealth from the kingdom. There's a healing. There's an upgrade. There's a God looking down going, who shall I give my spiritual gifts to? Oh, look at these two. They've released the guilt. They looked for me, blah, 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 whatever. We'll bestow upon them. I'll send the angels. And look, we're down here asking. So there's a message coming through from this King of Pentacles. Right, so he's a good provider, does own his own real estate. Right, and he's able to stand on his word, but he hasn't had many people around him to stand on that will stand on their word. So he doesn't rely on other people. And this has never happened for him in his emotional state. That's why he finds it safer to be in the workplace. This could be a workaholic, you know, that if times get tough or you have an argument or something, they just, oh, I'll just go to work. So this could be a 7-day-a-week worker, which you would be if you were on the land, or I'm getting a lot of, farmers or agriculture or working in that industry in some capacity, even as a real estate agent. And now he's looking for love. Oh, that's that sick, yuck feeling. And look, what's that? Something to the knees. The kings, 2 kings, got 3 kings. Oh, you're kidding. 4 kings. All the kings are out. Which one shall I be? Which king shall I be? So this is in the past. No one's seen this king. He's never revealed this side of himself ever. Never, ever. And he's looking at it going, ooh, I want to. So this is inspiration to share my feelings without judgment, without caring, because he's been practicing, remember? And then he's going to get the articulation here to speak. Sorry. Whoa. So that's a bit turbulent. That's also that this is a, see, these are all the zodiac signs here. as we travel through the galaxy. We're in Pisces at the moment. So this person, this masculine could be a little bit, you know, have like a lot of water. As I said, they're a healer. They're patient. He's very kind and will offer solution. And you may even be impatient around this type of person, Divine Feminine, you know, because it's the opposite of you. It's just that little bit slower. But what's this about? These are nightmares. This is the sword through the heart. Did I just sabotage my own soul? Something. My own heart? So this is the Chariot moving on, unreal. So we've got past, present, future. So this is all the facets. So I was talking about the 4 legs of the table, right? This is the physical, the mental, the emotional, and love. So this is inspiration as well. Can you hear my puppy crying? Puppy sitter, where are you? Right, I want to have victory here, and look where I am. So there's victory coming in. This is reining in the mental and the emotional body. These are the twins ascending in the galaxy with Yeshua HaMashiach. So Jesus and Archangel Michael are the patron saints of the twin flame union. 2 men. So this is underneath here is victory. I didn't get victory because I am not happy. Not a happy chappy. Here, I let myself down. I had the Nine of Swords. You don't want anyone to be like that. But that must be the releasing of the shame and the guilt, right? Because ready, it's time. That shame and guilt has to go overnight. But the Chariot's about to move forward. Can you see that? So far away from you. And then the outcome, right, is the 5 of Swords, well, in reverse. So that's the worry here, the worry, the shame, the guilt. Then what was I thinking? Like I thought I was making her jealous of that scumbag? Oh, don't be like that, Divine Masculine. He's talking about his karmic. Like how embarrassing. I get it. I'm sorry. Like, so he doesn't want to really talk about this. This is uncomfortable. And this is like, I'm sorry about that. And then you're on to something else. But this is what's happening right now. And it's happening because this is love. It's true love. Yeah. So go more with the spiritual Divine Feminine. And try to bring this love into your reality first. And you will magnetize your beloved to you through the vibration of love. Because they're not sitting in this right now. Right? This is your pool of the future. You're magnetic. And you don't need words for that right now. Its silence is magnetic because imagine going from this, right, to this. From this to this. Is that magic? That happens as if by magic. And it's happening now because of the ascension. They also could be driving towards you. Like they just want to come over, but they can't. They just want to see you, but they can't. Oh. So when you get rid of all that stuff, give me a call, Divine Masculine. Wow. Anyway, every second you get closer to union. Every second. Here you are, Divine Feminine, looking phantasmagorical. Yes. And balancing yourself. This is you. Magnetic. Silent. Zenned out. No stress. Cleared all your jealousy. You're not jealous of the karmic. That's like nutbag material. Nutbag city limits. Oh, and we have a major announcement from the crowd over here. Thank you for your patience with me and my Papanucci in the last reading. I hope this has helped you in some way. Let me know if it does resonate or if you have felt something released through this, because we're also working with energy and healing and the angels. Like, subscribe, donate if you can. I'll see you in the Lightworkers Lounge. And if you're a child of the King, you want to join us there, perfect for doing the rituals on the new moon and the full moon, keeping the Sabbath and the feast days. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.